guys liking Alex Jensen so far?
He's a great personality on and off the court. He's definitely unique in the way he tries practices, but he's a great guy.
How do you describe his coaching style? What kind of a coach is he?
I think he over-explains everything, which is it's actually really good for a player. You understand why we're doing something and how it will help us now and for our future basketball careers. Because he's had experience playing at almost every level that you can. It's just great on the team.
How different does it look compared to last year with what he's doing?
It's way different. I think, like James said, things this year are with much higher level of detail and much higher level of focus and importance with everything. You can just kind of tell where he's coming from. And, obviously he hasn't been around the college game, but he has been in the NBA, and I think that'll help more than just being a long-time college coach.
Keanu, you talked about when you were coming back to Utah about that PowerPoint and just kind of the presentation that they gave you. I guess what have you taken away from that? What's kind of the focus that you have for this season to be able to go out and improve your game?
For me personally, is I think one of the biggest things is taking care of my body. I'm able to play as long as I need to and play whatever position I need to, and then basketball-wise, just kind of the same thing. Do whatever I need to do to be on the court. Do whatever I need to do for the team to win in general.
What was kind of that process of going through? I know you weren't in the portal for a super long time, but how was that process kind of, was it kind of like a whirlwind, just tons of teams contacting you?
I think I was only in there for like 2 days, 4 days, something like a short amount of time, but it felt like it was forever. As soon as you put your name in the portal, obviously, people contact you. And then just the landscape we're in, people really don't have any type of chill to where they just got to call you and text you all day. And obviously Utah was a place I wanted to be in general. So it was kind of just a little bit frustrating trying to get things to work, but it ended up working in general.
James, I guess kind of a similar question for you, because there's been a lot about talk about the player development program. What's kind of your focus going into this? This will be your final college season, right?
Honestly, what I'm focusing on is offensive and defensive, just tidying up little mistakes. Our coach Martin tells me all the time, as a big, you need to kind of be like the general on the floor. So it's getting in defensive positioning, going out ball screens, executing the defense perfectly. I guess for my individual development, guarding multiple positions, 1 through 5. I can guard 3, 4, 5. Been working on those guys, so guard those smaller positions so we have more versatility. Probably ball handling and definitely ability to space the floor too, because that never hurts. And just be a better basketball player every day.
I guess, what was kind of your experience going through? This is, I think, your third transfer now, correct? What was kind of this last year for you?
A little bit less nail biting because I've done it twice before. So the first time I did it, I was on edge for about a week. But here, I think I was in the pool for maybe 2 days, and then I had Jensen was really upfront about the entire recruitment process. We set up a Zoom call. He set out what he wants me to do, where he's going to get me at, development plans, all these other mediums that we have for getting better, so psychology, nutritionists, everything that y'all would possibly need. He listed it in the first time of me talking to him. I was like, well, if I can't be a professional here, then that's what it's me, because I have everything I need at Utah. So
James, I was wondering if you could tell me a little bit about playing with Nate Johnson last year, and what you liked.
That's my brother. He's a dog. He's a competitor. He's a really versatile. He's a big guard, 6'3", 6'4". Ability to score the ball however he really wants. He's a great defender too. He's a great guy.
What are you going to expecting out of him whenever you guys?
Oh, his absolute best. I'd be offended if he brought anything less. So yeah, and he knows what it is. It's just competitiveness. I rarely get the chance to play against my other teammates. That would be
How special was that Akron team last year?
Oh, it was really special. I think we were one of the best Akron teams in history. We had a 12-1 regular season. We got it done in the conference tournament, and unfortunately we didn't get it done in the March Madness. But yeah, there's a Bonzi 4-5. Every time I see one of them, I call them champ, the champions, and we won that together. It's just a great team, great coaches.
Keanu, you're going into year 2 in the Big 12. Just how more comfortable do you feel at this level?
Yeah. I feel a lot more comfortable. I think my leadership is taking a step forward too. Just being the only returner, I'm able to kind of show people the way, and maybe not necessarily be vocal about it, but lead more by example. I just think that since I was able to play in the Big 12 last year, even though it wasn't as many minutes as I wanted, just having that little bit of experience will help me a lot.
Last week, the preseason poll came out. It's got Utah 13th.
Yeah.
And obviously, you've got that year of experience here in the Big 12 and in Utah. Just what do you kind of see the next step for the Utah program?
Really just not care about what the poll says and just go out and show people that poll doesn't matter. The only poll that matters is what comes out at the end of the year.
What will it? So, the Big 12 is such a deep conference and talented conference. We saw, I believe, 7 teams, almost half the teams make it to the NCAA tournament.
Yeah.
What will it take for Utah to get into that upper half?
Just playing our game, just doing what we can do. Playing team together, that's what we say every day, and just doing exactly that. And being confident, knowing that we can compete with any team, not only in the Big 12 but in the country, just being able to show that every day.
And just not get lost in the process. Because if you think about it from the standpoint of we need to win X amount of games in X amount of days, you get in your own head. It's just about taking it each day as it comes. We play Oregon on Friday, so we're going to do everything we can this week to prepare for Oregon on Friday. We're not going to worry about Big 12 right now, but when that comes, we'll do our best to prepare for it.
James, you talked about the detail in the player development plan. I'd be curious to hear just kind of taking a step back in the bigger picture with the recruiting process. Coming on a visit to Utah, what is that experience like? Like, what do they do to kind of show you all aspects of the program?
My recruiting process was a little bit unique because I committed before my visit. I came as just to come see the campus with my family. That was fun. But yeah, he just did a great job on all the calls. I think we called maybe 9 times throughout before I even decided to commit. Just me, because I'm a very meticulous person, I need to know X, Y, Z about the program before I go. And everything that we talked about, it was a green check in my book. So I was like, why wouldn't I come here? The skill development plan has been working well. Put on 9 pounds of muscle in 6 weeks. Our strength coach is great. Our nutritionists are great. Everyone's working together, as Katie says, team together. It's not just individual people doing their individual things. It's a unit. And the longer the season goes, the more we're going to mesh and the more games we're going to win. So, yeah.
Keanu, I'd be curious your thoughts on Terrence Brown and what he's brought to this team and just what you expect from him this year.
He brings a high level of competitiveness, especially in practice. You can tell that we're going to be playing a little 5-minute game. We're going to compete. I don't really know what to say that I can't say, but he's going to compete with everything. I just think they're going to bring that every game as well as everybody else on our team.
You guys had the chance to get out on the floor last week. A few days to kind of reflect on that, and then you get the Oregon game this week. Just being able to reflect on that, kind of what were you able to take away from that first game?
We kind of need to take the result with a grain of salt. We were a little bit short-handed. It's the first time we've played against anybody other than ourselves, I'm pretty sure. And there's a lot that we learn about ourselves. Transition defense is a key that we need to hone in on. And yeah, we're just not going to get too negative or too pessimistic. We're just going to take it as it comes and keep working.
James, could you speak a little bit on your transition from Europe to the U.S., not only on the court, but culturally as well?
Sure. Honestly, I think the culture took me a little bit longer than the basketball. But yeah, in the UK, it's mainly club teams, so there's not really you don't have AAU in high school basketball or anything like that. Me and my dad would drive 20 minutes 3 times a week to Reading, and I would play basketball in between my lunch breaks, because that's all we really had. We don't really have great facilities for it over there, but it's the culture that we are in the UK. And I had the opportunity to go represent my national team for the under-20s in 2023 for the North Macedonian European Cup. and that was just refreshing because I got to play other people from other countries, and they all have different styles. And I think American basketball culture is definitely athletic centric. It's everybody runs, everybody's in the gaps, everybody's long and athletic and verbal, and it's just. Sometimes it feels like the best athlete wins, but it's also more skill oriented too. So it's been a learning curve. I think I got that.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you. I don't want to say. You heard me pause though, right?
You guys are both veterans of college basketball. Obviously, James from a couple of other stops. Keanu's been at the U for a little bit as well, but you're way more veteran than your head coach coming from the NBA. Has there been a moment where you kind of had to remind Coach Jensen, this is college ball, this is how we do? He talks about how there's always too much practice, that kind of thing.
No, I don't think I can tell anything. I don't think I can talk basketball with Jensen at all. He has more college experience, more basketball experience than I've been alive. So, but yeah, it's a learning curve for everyone. It's a new program.
Sure.
This is a new way of doing things. So everybody's just learning as we go. And if we do if we do know something, we can tell them something. And there's no ego between any of us. And just as long as it's in the line of getting better, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Has there been anything that really stood out to you about him when you, from the first time you met him, that you were like, this is definitely a guy who this?
I think just his basketball IQ. During the playoffs, there was a few times where not everybody was on campus yet. Obviously, since I returned, I was able to come watch some of the playoff games with him. It was him, Coach Chill, and Wes, and just the way they talk about the game and break things down and see things from a different perspective than a player.
And their ability to be perceptive to what makes a player better is definitely important. The amount of conversations we've had about pick and roll coverages outside of we're not even in the basketball court. We're just chilling at a hotel. We're just talking about basketball. When you've been doing it as long as he has, to the level that he's done it, it's second nature to him. But to me, it's insane. I'm just glad he's on the team.
Yeah. And I was going to say, it probably rings a little bit more true coming from a guy who's been in the NBA for the past decade, right?
Yeah, he has that prestige, so it's he has been where we want to go. So if we don't listen to him, that's on us. And we do listen to him, thankfully. So.
Has there been anybody on you guys' team in this offseason that's really made an impact that might not be getting the national media attention?
I personally say everybody collectively. I just think obviously the preseason Big 12 whatever came out, and I don't think there's anybody from Utah on anything. And I just think if you spend a few days with us, not even just in our practice, but what people do on their own and how much they care about the basketball, I think that'll change your opinion on everything.
And how much does being kind of an underrated squad in a situation like this help you guys with your offense?
So
how much does being kind of considered an underrated squad help you guys with your confidence going into the season?
I think it just. I don't really like to look at it as an underdog. I like to look at each game we have X amount of days to prepare for this game. We're going to do the best that we can instead of, this team thinks we're terrible, we're going to step it up a notch. No, we step it up a notch every time we step it back. That's all I like to do. So, honestly, it doesn't really affect me personally. I don't think it affects the team either because we're a mature group of young adults. I like it.
Coach Jensen has talked a lot about building beyond year one, right? Getting into year 2, year 3. Just how important is it for you guys to be mindful of that and help setting kind of his culture and the foundation of his program?
It means a lot. Obviously, we're older. James is older than me, so he doesn't have any eligibility. I have 1 year left. So, obviously, we personally want to win right now, and I think that in turn will build long term because the faster you win, the faster you get more resources, the faster you get more players, and that yeah, it helps right now, but also helps long term. So I think it just ties in together.
We also want to set the foundation, just everything that he wants year 2 and 3 to be. So theoretically, if we don't play hard in practice, that sets a precedent. If we do play hard in practice, that sets a precedent. So we don't want to push the needle back before we push it forward. If that makes sense.